Okay, all right, guys. Now this is the next step, the next part after I sand the headlight using the 600 and 1,000 uh, sand grits paper, and I have just started to use the 1,200 sandpaper to sand the headlights. Where it goes? I thought I had it here. I cut it out. There it is. Yeah. Well, I haven't really sand the 1,200, but it's basically it's gonna be a little bit smoother after the 600 and the 1,000 that I dry sanded. As far as I see, like after I sanded using 600 and 1,000, the 1,200 go over. It's just about the same thing. Well, it'll be smoother, but look, it's still dull. So I don't know if I'm doing the right job or not. Guys, I haven't doing this for like a while appropriately, okay? I have not doing this for a while, like I said. And there's some mistake and there's something, that some step that I skip and some step that's not right and some step that's not, some of the people, some of you guys out there might do this the different ways than I do. Um, but what I think um, is either not done sanding where I can see shining, but you shouldn't see shining at all while you dry sanding. You should see like frosty like this, slurry like that, just blur like it's even look blurrer than before. Now look at it before it looks like this, which is a little bit, a little bit shinier than right now, just right after I, sand it. But I'm gonna go over the next step and see if that's changing, like the lens is gonna be clear or not. So the next step after I sanded 1200, which some of you guys might use 3,000 grits, depends on who, what kind of headlights you sanding and what kind of headlight restore kit that you have. I have the one that they told me to use 500 first, and then the 800, and then the 3,000. Now this is the right kit for the it's the deluxe renewal system kits. So it's from Harbor Freight 2, and it's really meant to what it meant to do is restore any car's headlights. So I'm gonna go buy the kits. Okay, so I bought the 3,000 uh, 3-inch 3,000 sandpaper right there. And 3,000 is just going to be much smoother than the 2,000, because some of the kits that I saw online, they said to use 2,000 um, for finishing. So I think 2,000 is not perfect enough. It's not going to be buff and shiny enough than a 3,000 grits, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and move on with the next step. And guys, remember, if it don't turn out clean and clear, like after the 3,000 or so, you can always, like in the manual say, you can always go back. I read the manual too. You can always go back and do the 600 and the 800 or 1,000 or 1,200 back again, just to get, just to sand it back again, just to get the clear coat, like, just to make it shinier. Now you're gonna have to experience your own, just like I did. Okay. Now I forgot to tell you guys about. It's my fault, my bad that I told you guys that you can use soap and water. You use soap and water only when you clean the lens. Okay. You don't use soap and water in between dry sanding and wet sanding. Okay. Between the dry sanding and the wet sanding, all you use is water. Okay. Just fill up the bottle of water and mist it. So just spray mist it. So I'm gonna try it right now. Okay. I'm gonna spray um, because right after the 1,200 sanding, so I'm gonna wet my headlights, mist it, sprayed it like that, and then I'm gonna lay my camera right here just to let you guys see right there. And then the next step is, in the manual they say to go ahead and mist the 3,000 grits. I just installed the 3,000 grit sandpaper there. So let's go ahead and spray that too. So it also has to be wet too, okay guys? Now remember, you're working around the driller and it's electrical, so be careful. Don't have water goes into the connection, okay? This Y connector, okay? So what I have ready now is I'm ready to buff using the 3000 grits, sanding grits, okay? And I spray it on it, and I spray it on the headlight also. And I'm adjusting it to where it will spin just enough RPM to buff the headlights, okay? At this time, you can just go medium to low sanding using the drill, okay? You can go a little bit faster too. I think it's kind of slow, okay? And you don't want to go too fast because this 3000 sanding grits paper will run out pretty quick, okay? But right after this, then I will go ahead and uh, and kind of clean the wetness, okay, the moisture and all that. Clean it up with my rag, and then I'll get a dime of that Plast X and use that form, I mean, to buff to shine it after that. So this is the next step right here. So I'm going to let you guys see the result, how it goes after this, okay? So far it looks pretty clean though. It looks pretty clear too. So I'm gonna let you guys see right after, you know, the 3000 wet sanding, and then right before I get to the Plast X, which is the polishing compound. That's the real thing right there. And it will get soapy and all that with the foam, okay? That's normal. That's why you clean and wipe and, you know, clean it after that. And that should be the end of it. But hang on, okay? So right after this, I'm gonna uh, record back again.